All right, thanks so much, Adriana. To the rebound now. This morning, we're going in depth on the red hot housing market here in southeast Wisconsin. It is a seller's market, and that means home prices just keep going up.
To put it in perspective, in a normal housing market, it takes about 6 months to sell a home. But with the inventory level for April, it was taking 18 days.
So the average sales price of a single family home in the Milwaukee metro area was $271,000 in April. That's up 8% from just last year. All of that according to the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors.
So if you are looking to sell, what should you know? We're at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show this morning, where hundreds of local contractors and builders are standing by to answer your questions through the weekend.
Our Ryan Jenkins is checking in with the experts and joins us live now to talk more about the home improvement projects that can really make a difference even in a seller's market. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we are still joined by Louis Wire here. He is the president of Carmel Builders, president of NARI Milwaukee Board of Directors. And Louis, the real estate market is hot right now. So let's talk about this. Houses are selling fast. What can people do to really make their house pop right now? And why does it matter that someone even does a remodeling project if their house is going to sell easily anyway?
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. It's a total seller's market right now. But of course, if you're selling your house, you're probably buying a house as well. So if you're trying to make your house better, you're trying to get into a bigger house, a better house, whatever that might be. What we're seeing a lot in the last year is people are realizing that, you know, maybe moving it's too hard, it's too much work, it's too expensive. So maybe improving your house is the thing to do. And again, those classic remodeling projects are still really, really important. Kitchens, bathrooms are the two biggest rooms, and most likely one of the reasons why people want to move is because they want a bigger kitchen, they want a nicer bathroom, they want more space for their kids. We're seeing a lot of homeowners now realizing, look, it's too much effort, it's just going to be too expensive to move, so let's make an investment in our home, what we have right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard stories of, you know, homes that are on the market, they get more than a dozen offers, or they're selling so fast that maybe people are backing out of their plans to move, and they're looking at maybe just staying where they're at, upgrading what they have. Okay, so kitchens and bathrooms, obviously the big ones, but are there smaller things that people can do that maybe would be attractive to people who are on a budget and maybe in line to get projects done?
Well, sure. I mean, I think for most homes, where your house feels tired, really just a fresh coat of paint and new flooring, whether it's a new carpet or refinishing maybe the hardwood floors, relatively inexpensive investment, and you'd be amazed how much your house just feels so much nicer, so much cleaner. You know, that new house smell that people talk about, or new car smell, you know, that's kind of like just the smell of the paint, right? So you can make it feel so much better. You know, maybe a new front door, maybe maybe a few new windows, that sort of thing.
And it could be as simple as maybe walking around the neighborhood, meeting new people, cleaning up as well.
Well, yeah, I think that when people start to do those improvements to their houses and to take some pride in it, that you know, has an impact on the rest of their neighborhood. You see, you know, oh, hey, the Johnsons down the street just put a new front door in, you know, and oh, look at how nice their front lawn is. You know, I mean, we got a lot of great landscapers down here. You know, maybe a few new rose bushes out front or something like that. It can make a big difference, and it can really improve your quality of life and honestly your neighbors' quality of life too, because they see that there's another nice house in the neighborhood.
Well, if you have questions for Louis or for other industry experts, maybe you'll consider stopping by the NARI Milwaukee Home Improvement Show happening this weekend. Doors open 10 a.m. today. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
A lot of information there, Ryan. Thank you. Coming up at 6:30, we're going to take a closer look at how the pandemic has changed the way we remodel our homes and some affordable tips if you're looking to start a home project.
It's 6:00.